Hi, I'm Lauren. Welcome to my channel, and if you're returning, welcome back. Today's video is about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry and Meghan, and specifically the fact that they are keeping the royal family relevant. Now, before I get into that topic, I want to encourage you all to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit the notification bell icon to be sure that you are able to be notified when part 3 of this series comes up. As well, my information for my Patreon is below. All of your support and contributions help to keep my equipment going and keep all of my software up to date for these videos that I deliver to all of you. So thank you so much for your support, and you are under no pressure or obligation, but it's much appreciated. All right, let's get into it. So, the premise. The royal family, not exactly a major media force in the world. Now, when it comes to the presence of the royal family, I have to be honest with everyone. I don't much care for the royal family. It isn't necessarily about disliking anyone or having a particular hate. In fact, it's due to my Americanness. I am from a country that has said we do not believe in hereditary rule, and as a result, we choose to be a republic. It's a representative republic, but as a result, we do not have a royal family. That's why George Washington's descendants are not still running this country. And for most people in the United States, I cannot speak for all. I know there are others who are not in that this category, but most people in the United States don't really see much import in the royal family, the British royal family, and it's more of a curiosity. Anglophilia, basically loving of English culture and all things English, is kind of a tie to nostalgia. There are some people who, yes, love the pomp and circumstance and pageantry of period series like Downton Abbey and, you know, the million different movies about the various kings and queens of England and the different reigns and the Tudors and the Windsors and the what have you. But for a lot of Americans, that is more of a curiosity and a cultural interest, in the same way that someone might have an interest in a particular, you know, topic. And as a result, they explore it, but it doesn't necessarily become a part of their daily life. It isn't what they govern themselves by. So for most people who learned about Prince Harry or Meghan, it can be, honestly, that they learned about Prince Harry via Meghan, believe it or not. I am one of the people who knew of Meghan from Suits. I was a fan of the different shows on USA Network, so I was well aware of her. And yes, to an extent, I was aware of Prince Harry as kind of a diplomatic figure or someone over there overseas. But to say I'm, you know, aware of what the dynamics are, or where he stood in line, or what his relation means to, you know, the various nobility and aristocracy and so on and so forth, that to me was not something that I grew up with. I did not grow up in a formalized class structure, although one can say that there's an informal class structure in the United States. But having not grown up with it, the royal family, whether they grew in popularity or dwindled in popularity, did not really hold much sway in my day-to-day life. What I can say, as someone who has Jamaican ancestry or background, I'm aware to some extent of the Commonwealth, but I'll be honest, I didn't really learn that the Queen was still the head of state for the nation of Jamaica until maybe about 5 years ago, because it's just not something that I found very relevant to my life or time in Jamaica. Honestly, when I visited, it was more about family food and enjoying the beach than it ever was about pomp, circumstance, and, you know, Your Majesty. If Prince Harry visited or I heard about it, I really saw it as more of a ambassadorial thing, similar to when, you know, the U.S. president will go to another country, say Japan, and have a meeting. It wasn't something that I saw as being tied to leadership or running a state or being the head of a state, a figurehead. And generally, I didn't really think it was that important because Jamaica had its independence a long time ago, at least half a century ago. So that's long enough. That's older than me. So it didn't really hold much sway. I say all this not to insult the people of England or the United Kingdom. I am not saying it is to be in any way diminished or dismissed. That is not my point. What I am saying is there's a good chunk of the world that does not connect to the royal family just because day-to-day life does not make their existence particularly relevant to their functioning. It doesn't put food on their table. It doesn't, provide medical assistance to their family members. I do believe that the royal family can and likely does have some impact on the, charities and nonprofits they patron. The extent to which they help or harm is debatable. This is not that discussion. But what I can say is, again, there is a world that exists that does not revolve around the British royal family. There is a world that exists where people do not pay attention to European royals in general. Not everyone knows that there's a royal family in Spain. It's true. It's true. Not everyone knows that there is an imperial family in Japan. That's just true. And for that reason, I say Prince Harry and Princess Meghan are helping to keep the British royal family relevant, despite the treatment towards Meghan as a woman and as a person of color. The royal family has become far more relevant to a larger swath of people than they were before. Unfortunately, those of us who are more aware of them now are also witnessing how they treat people from different backgrounds. And you can debate if that treatment is good or is bad, but what I can say is it doesn't seem great. It doesn't seem great. So while they are being made relevant because they are relevant to people that members of the Sussex Squad, that members of the public care about, because Meghan is an American, so Americans will care about her because she's one of ours. Harry is married to her, so by extension, he's like a brother-in-law, that sort of thing. That will keep us aware of the British royal family. But I also have to ask, is this the kind of relevance that Charles and that family want? Do they want to be seen as the family that the people we like, the Americans, had to run away from? That the people we millennials and Gen Z connect to had to run away from? I don't know if that is the right look for the British royal family. Comment below and let me know what you think. Did you know or care much about the British royal family prior to Meghan's arrival? Were you aware of royals in Europe and Asia in general? Does it matter to you? And what do you think of the Commonwealth? Please remember to be respectful in the comments. And I'm going to leave that here and say to all of you, thank you so much. Again, remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I can't wait to see you in part 3 of this series. And from me to you, I will see you in the next one. Bye.